the dissonance and frequency of the soul. A Mythopoetology series by God's Audition. The dissonance of the soul has its own frequency, its own musical notes. They sound different. Jealousy, greed, cruelty, selfishness, gluttony, tones without humanity, without harmony. These notes form a spiritual dissonance, where the relationship between the sound of the soul and its frequency becomes a self-destructive vibration, a quantum chaos. It emits noise that travels through the fabric of existence, noise that seeps back into earth and breeds destruction, confusion, and strife. Yet there are louder voices, radiant frequencies that rise above the distortion resonances of conscience and morality, the higher vibration of the moral compass. This is where the light enters. Here, love, care, and peace vibrate in tune with creation. Their harmony unsettles the discordant souls, those misaligned notes that clash with divine rhythm. It becomes a harsh, jarring crash of sound when something beautiful plays. When many souls align in compassion, their music becomes immense, like a cosmic symphony, a supernova of spiritual frequencies. The darker vibrations, hungry for energy from the kind and luminous, try to feed on that light, but the music of goodness grows louder, drowns their noise, and silences their hunger. In the end, the dissonant are remembered only for their destructive frequencies. They cannot survive the resonance of truth. They fade into dullness, muffled without clarity or echo. The universe moves on in melody. The harmonious continue to shine, and love remains. The brightest note in the eternal song, the frequency of the soul. Imagine leaving Earth. Imagine stepping beyond the clouds and watching the planet fade until it's just a light, a small beating pulse in the dark sea of the universe. Out here, you are smaller than dust. You're a floating particle, not a name, not a title, not even a body, just awareness drifting in the ever-expanding universe. And when you look back at Earth, you realize how tiny it all was, all the arguments, the cruelty, the ego, all the ways people treated one another because of their emotions. How much pain came from people, never mastering what they felt. You see that emotions, unguarded and unbalanced, became the architects of destruction, politics, war, hunger, pain, a whole world wounded because of the lack of emotional maturity and control. Out here, none of that survives. The noise is gone. What's left is frequency, the moral, spiritual tone of who you truly were. Some souls look back and see their lives clearly. They whisper, "I could have been kinder. I could have been better." And that realization becomes their light, their chance to rise again. The ones who never changed, who never learned they caused pain, are lost in the vastness. Their ego can't feed itself anymore because there's nothing left to dominate, no one left to deceive. In the vacuum where there is no sound, they finally hear themselves. Their silence becomes their loudest response. The void answers them with the echo of who they truly became. Maybe that's the greatest truth. The universe doesn't punish, it reflects. The people who carried love, who sought forgiveness, feel a different resonance, a guiding light that pulls them toward God because their frequency aligns with divine order. They look back and know, I did my best. I caused no harm. I tried to love. And that tone, that moral frequency, becomes their compass through the infinite. The ones who never learned are left with the only sound they ever created, the emptiness of their own vibration, fading into space. In the end, the difference between light and silence is not judgment, it is truth. And that truth is frequency. The soul hums with whatever it became. Out here, there are no words, only resonance. The universe listens and God responds through vibration. This is the music of your own soul.